Still not filtered on that anyway. Right one.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Is anyone there? Okay, so it looks like our router fell over, but I do believe we have managed to restart. We haven't got any analytics showing as yet, but if anyone is able to say anything, perhaps go to a new window, babe. Carry on as if everyone's here and everyone's able to watch, and hopefully people will be able to catch in to us. So, I am using the Happy Day stamp set. Here we go. Which is a really lovely big stamp set. It is 4 times the size of a regular one. So we've got the 6x6 stamp here. Now this, I'm going to stamp onto some white cardstock, and I'm just going to use an oxide ink. I've had a little bit of a thing of recent that I really enjoy making cards with just a single colour of ink. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think I'm going to very quickly just grab those. I really enjoy trying to use as few products as possible to get the finished look. Right, so I have my stamp already mounted. Now, if you don't have a MISTI, you can actually leave it on the backing sheet. If you leave it on the backing sheet, if you don't have a block big. Okay. So this is just 8.5 by 5.5. So it is actually a bit narrower than the stamp. I could have done full 6 inches to make sure that I got it all, but we're just, for the sake of this, as I say, spun sugar, oxide ink, and it works with any colour. I did with the Bugs and Kisses kit, I did sage green, and that came out really pretty, using just one ink pad and the stamps. You do a bit of blending, you can do a bit of splattering. But one of the reasons that I really like the stamping platform is it's very, very forgiving. If you make a mistake, or you don't quite ink somewhere properly and you don't realise until afterwards, you can open it up and re-stamp it. So that's not a problem. Okay, so I feel like we have got pretty decent coverage. It's one of the nice things about oxide. When you use a pigment ink or an oxide ink, you can kind of see if there's any stripy bits anywhere or anywhere that you've missed. So I'm going to go with that. So this is the spun sugar. Oh, you can see how dirty my MISTI is now. Sorry, everyone. Okay. People have these chucky tools, which are brilliant. I do not. I have a cloth and my strength. So, So we have Jana and we have Justine. People are starting to find us. It's a shame that we can't use the same thread. It kicked us out. It said goodbye. You're gone. Anyhow, thank you for joining us. Or rejoining us, I should say. I hope you haven't missed much. But there we go, look. So, lovely bit of stamping. But that middle bit there didn't take. So, over she goes again. Very nearly got it all. I mean, you don't have to use a cloth by any stretch, you can just use your hand. But, there we go. I'm going to call that good. I should have used a stronger colour. Oh, we've got Shanna. Hello, lovely. But I do really like the soft pink look. So, I'll pop that over there for now. Right. So, as you can see, we've stamped out this lovely big background piece. And what I'm going to do, oh gosh, there goes my mic. We're having all the technical fun today. I'm going to use one of the bigger stitch rectangle dies. And I'm going to, may as well take it all the way up to the edge in case I want to use this piece for something else at a later time. I'm going to use some tape if I can find it. Ah, I've got Claudia and Tanya. Hello. If the audio, yes. Liam's asking if we do have any problems again, if people could let us know, we'd be very grateful. So, not quite sure why that happened. It's not snowing today. I think what this is doing, because we're a little bit out of the way where we are here. We're just outside of Calgary, so we're in Alberta. It's very, very pretty, but it's a little bit remote, so we don't have any fibre internet options. And we've been using the only internet option available so far, but there is Starlink, which we have not gone for because it is an expense, but anyhow, we will work out what we're going to do. We'll speak to our provider again. Right, okay, so stamped my 6x6 image using just spun sugar ink, nothing fancy. Did have to do it a couple of times to get a good impression, and now I'm using the second from largest, oh my gosh, stitched rectangle, so that I can leave a slight border around the edge. Oh, we got Margot. Hello, love. Right. So that's a very noisy thing, isn't it? Made my all crooked. Okay. Now, pop. Also got to bear in mind when you use oxides, it will be wet for a little while. Okay, right. So we're going to pretend that's okay. There we go. I did cut a sheet of our Super Baby Pink in half. I feel like I'm on Blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier. Do you have Blue Peter in the States? Canada? Europe? Do you have a version of, it's like a kids program that where they would have crafts? Oh, we got Elizabeth back again. Oh, I'm pleased to see that all the people that got slung out of the last one have managed to make it across to this one. Okay, so now we have a very pale pink card base. We have a stitched rectangle with this very subtle print on it, which was not the best choice to do on screen, so I'm very sorry. But it will look very pretty, and I'm sure that Liam will make the most beautiful of pictures to share afterwards to show you how truly stunning it is. So I'm now, with my slightly, it is still damp, I can feel it, with my slightly damp piece, going to die cut a small rectangle. This is another one from the same stitched rectangle dies. I'm going to die cut a panel from the middle. Now, I do everything by eye, which is very risky and sometimes leads to a bit of a failure. But I'm going to go with that bit there. I want it to have as much of an equal border around the edge as possible. And I can't tape it because I want to keep both bits, and I know that my luck will be that if I tape it, one of the sides will tear. So we're going to hope and we're going to pray that it's going to stick with pink, Shanna. I am a blue and green kind of girl. So I thought I would mix it up a bit today and use some pink. Okay. So now I have got a frame and a middle piece. So I'm going to go back. This little piece I will use on another card. So this one's going to go here. Now, in the same size, using the same die, I cut from the leftover piece from the card base a piece of pink. So that is exactly the same size. And as you can see, I didn't actually die cut it bang in the middle. It might be easier if I put it on the mat. This side is narrower than this side. But because that's the sort of thing that happens to me. If I'd put exactly the same size there, it'd be slightly crooked. And because I'm always a little bit crooked, which is one of the reasons why my peel-offs are so amazing, because they hide it all, I have taken the next size up, which isn't that one. It's here somewhere. There we go. Taken the next size up stitch rectangle, and I've die cut out of some of the matte mirror in silver, because then all my cheats are coming out now. Yeah. I can fix these two together, and then I can actually put these in the middle. Because the silver is slightly larger, it's more forgiving. So you do need to still get it in the middle a little bit. You mustn't just sort of slap it in and hope for the best. But I probably, given the choice, would use double-sided sellotape, simply because it is just that little bit firmer. But for the sake of doing this with some speed, because I have promised 3 cards, and with the technical issues that we've faced and so on already, we need to keep moving. Now, I'm going to move these off. This piece I'm going to stamp my sentiment on, and I've put my lovely die cut machine on top of my stamp set. Here we go. Right, so I really love this one. You Are My Happy Place. I think we will... That fell right on the floor, right down the other side, which is very difficult to reach. So I'm going to invite Liam to try and get that one back for me. Right, okay, so this is my... And now I'm going to get my little mini Misty. Just my little dinky one. Because I'm going to leave the big background in there for now. Oh, we did well. Thank you, dear. Got my stamps back now. Right, and we've got Sarah from Ohio. Gloria's back. Thank you for joining us again. And Liam, you do such a good job. He's a good lad. Right. You Are My Happy Place. Pop that in. Now, because I'm going to be using some of the brushed silver, I'm going to use the Love from Lizi Silver Dollar Embossing Powder. So, I'm going to need to treat my paper, fluff it up, So anti-static powder tool. There's lots of them. You can get these little baggies that have them in. You can use cornstarch or flour. Probably also use icing sugar. Might make the card tasty though. Make it smell like you need to lick it. Right, Versamark. Sorry, didn't mean to jump out there, but I have this very organised system until I start using it. And then bits start to fall away out of where they belong, and then it becomes a bit of a hot mess there. So, Versamark, or any watermark, there's a lot of different ones. You could even possibly use the oxide, because it's got a bit of a pigment to it. It stays damp for a while, so you would probably be able to use that. But you are my happy place. Give that a nice squeeze. I think I might have actually got it on the first go that time, so we'll see how it works out. Okay, so recycling the layout for this month, which we have actually had Elizabeth put a couple of cards in already, which she's got straight on it, and they look lovely. It's yeah, I'm trying to pick between the different layouts that can be used for this background builder are endless, and it was really difficult, but I think these are really pretty, and Elizabeth's done a lovely job so far, and Pam made an absolutely incredible one with the camper ephemera from Vintage Escapes. It's really, really beautiful. Right, okay, so I'm just going to put that away because it ends up everywhere otherwise with me. It's not difficult to screw a lid up, I promise. Right, okay, heat tool. Get that going. Reverse tweezer, so I don't burn my fingers. Okay, I'm going to go from the back immediately, and then they'll set wherever they land. So, oh look, it's happening. My favourite bit of heat embossing. When it all starts to turn, all lovely and shiny. Here we go. So, you are my happy place. And this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love clear stamps to the red rubber, is that you can lay them on to see, got a little bit of glare there, sorry. So you can lay the stamp over. For those of you that don't have a stamping platform, I'm going to use a little block to show you that it is possible. I do tend to make a bit of a hash of it, but I will give it a go. I'm actually going to take my bracelet off because all it's doing is banging on the table, which must be really irritating. It's irritating me. Make sure I've got all my fingerprints off of it. Please excuse the black smear. This is what happens when you let boys borrow your craft things. Yes, that's you. Okay. So we're back to the overhead now. I'm going to twist it on the wonk slightly. You could go sideways, but I prefer the look of it at an angle. Give it a nice press and hold it for a second. Let the Versamark sort of sink into the paper a little bit. Let it absorb, because you only get one bite at this apple when you do it with an acrylic block, which is fine, but you just need to make sure that your stamp is really juicy. I think we got away with that. And right. We have got Margot saying, looks like magic when you... Yeah, it does. It really is magic when from behind it's you get to really see it. And the stamp set is from a kit from a while ago. Oh my gosh, it was from January. Years ago. It is years ago. But it is one of my favourites. Because it's just so pretty and it's so versatile. It's like if you're if you're going away camping and you're only going to take a couple of stamp sets, taking one like this that's got a background, it's got sentiments, and it's got some smaller icons as well. This is lovely. There are so many different techniques that you can do with very few necessary products. You need electricity if you're going to do heat embossing, of course, which may not quite go hand in hand with camping. But taking some of your favourite ink pad colours and some blending brushes, because also sometimes I'll come into my craft room to have a little play, and it can be quite overwhelming, which is one of the reasons why I really enjoyed using kits. Oh, here it goes again. It's one of the reasons I really enjoy using kits, because you have everything that coordinates. We now have You Are My Happy Place. There, I thought I'd lost everything then. I was like, the desk immediately looks like a mess. So we've got the wonky cut background piece. We are going to put this in straight. And then this will go on top. So I'm going to mount this up on foam. My super handy sized foam tape. Some non-stick scissors. I've bought so many sets of scissors and then clogged them up by cutting sellotape or foam tape or anything with them. So non-stick scissors are definitely the way to go. So let's pop this onto the brushed silver. And to line these up, I work out because if these three are in the right, if these two corners are right, the other two will be as well. So if you've got an equal spacing at the top, the side and the bottom, it tends to work out okay. Now I'm going to put some foam tape up behind this panel as well. Put a little bit in the middle and support the ends. I don't like it when you get a saggy corner on a card where something isn't supported as well as it should be, and then it droops. So I try to get into those corners. I didn't do a very good job on that side, but and then it's going to be held well, and if it does get a little bit squished on in the post, that it's not going to suffer too hard. Right, now having your fingers in the way can make it quite difficult. So again, looking from behind, I put the reverse tweezer in between all of the adhesive, and it is much easier to see where the correct spot is. And I'm going to say it is about here. Now this could be left just as is. I think it's a really pretty, very simple card. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a few little peel-offs. Just because. So I'm going to use my new peel-off pen, and I'm going to go around and fill in some of the middles of the flowers using the mini circles, just to add a little, because you could put sequins or gems, or you can completely cover things over. Like this particular one here has got a circle and a circle, and I've just covered up the smallest of those, and I still think it looks good. And you could have used silver mirror. I could have used the matte ones. There is a whole selection to choose from, but silver, gold, black and white are the ones that I use the most because they just tend to go with everything. I'm going to pop a couple more in. Just so that it looks nice and balanced. And then I'm going to call this card done. There we go. So, You Are My Happy Place, card number 1. We've got Jana saying that she needs to win the lottery to have the peel-offs in all colours. Well, you know what? Enter our layout challenge, because we've decided that each month we're going to give away a place with a leaf. And that works for anything really, doesn't it? Someone can be someone's happy place for their birthday, or for just because. Right, anyway, before I start getting all waylaid, I've only made one, and we need to make 3. So the next card, again, I'm using the other half of that sheet of pink that I cut down into the die cutting, let's put it that way. Okay, so if we remember, there was this piece that let's try and make your bit look tidy. There we go. So this was the waste piece from this card that I've die cut from the middle. So that is going to go on another piece of silver that I die cut earlier, all organised. In fact, I'm going to do this now so that it's done. Okay, I'm going to stick this one flush, not flash, it's not flash at all, is it? Right, so lining up those 2 corners, when I'm happy with the placement, I will press down, and then that will have it lined up. Now, what I've also done is die cut another piece in exactly the same size as that one to do this. And on here, on the pink, I can stamp, I can heat emboss, I can watermark, but I'm going to stamp. What am I going to stamp? You are so loved. Thinking about you. Storms never last forever. Lots of different options. Okay, you are so loved. Let's go with you are so loved. I can never go wrong with that. So, you are so loved in the centre of this panel, and I'm going to it's my work. I don't think he believes me. I think he thinks I'm fibbing. Right. Okay. Tucked into the corner as far as it will go. I'm going to use the silver dollar embossing powder again, because it goes so nicely with the brushed silver that surrounds. And birthmark. Give that a nice good smush. Very technical term. Jana says she loves these colours, and Gloria says it's simple but pretty colours. Yes, it doesn't have to be over the top. Like, when I'm not using pattern paper, which is not at all often, I don't want to overdo it, because excuse me. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted. I've lost everything. I'm bashing and crashing around. I need to learn to be a little bit more tidy. Right. Silver dollar embossing powder. Get the majority of it back in there. Oh, got a bit of paper in that now. I'll have to fish that out later. Where are we? Yeah. No, I really enjoy stamping. Bosch, and he looks amazing. And I really enjoy stamping, but it doesn't take 10 or 15 seconds, as you can see. It's taken me quite a while. But it's eminently doable, and for me, simple is key. Here it goes. Yeah, Mum. Ooh. Beautiful. So, I've now got You Are So Loved. And we are starting to take shape there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some watermark stamping. So it's very similar. So I'm going to fish this out because otherwise I'll forget about it and find out when I don't want to. Are the cards being submitted for the challenge being posted in the Facebook group? I would love to see them posted in the Facebook group. I haven't been doing it because I don't know if every entrant is on Facebook, or, you know, some people don't like Facebook. It was one of the concerns that we used to have, is that was where I would keep everyone up to date, but they didn't use Facebook. We can share people's pictures if they want them shared, but equally, if you share them in the Facebook group, you can use that as the link on the blog. So, but if you haven't seen what people are sharing, have a look. Even like last month's one, there's some honestly really pretty cards, and I'm thrilled to bits that people are getting their kits and their products out and having a play, because it's like I've said to Liam, there's 3 hobbies with card making. There's buying, because that in itself is fun. There's organising, and then there's actually stamping or playing. Or Instagram. Yes, so Margot, the way it works, we've used InLinks, which is like a separate third party, and they so it's a posting party. It's open for a certain amount of time. You can post your photograph directly on InLinks, or you can share it on your Instagram, and then you can link, and it will be super, super subtle. When that dries, it will be just a shade or 2 darker than the actual paper itself. Watermark stamping is one of my favourites to create, like a pattern paper, to create a background. So 2 with that stamp, which is one of the bigger ones, and then I'm going to use this leaf, if I can get to it. It's a very pretty leaf. I'm getting stamps everywhere now, I'm making a right mess. The audio explanation has been horribly garbled and broken up. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. So, when you share your cards over on InLinks, you can post your photograph directly. You can share it straight up. Or you can share it on your Instagram or on the Facebook group, and then use that as the link. It asks for a link or for an upload. And one of the nicest bits about this, is that it steers people to your social media. So if you've got an Instagram page where you like sharing your cards, this is a really nice way for new people to find your channel. Okay, what I've been doing whilst I've been chattering is that I've been stamping over the edge. It's the flower has come off of the side, so have all the leaves. And as that dries, we'll be able to see that better. So I'm going to put that to one side to let it dry now. And I'm going to put some tape onto this rather than turn over and put tape all over the back of my freshly stamped panel. Line that up and stick it down. There we go. Now, just to give this a little bit of something extra, I pulled out some gems. These are the Tropical Escape gems that we have. They are my favourites. I want to keep all of them for me, to be honest. Again, I'm going to just sort of jazz up this a little bit. So I'm going to use the largest gem on the largest flowers. And then I'm going to use the middle gem on more of a middle-sized bloom. That's That's another big one there. And don't worry if the stamped bit is bigger than the flower that you're than the circle, because the person receiving doesn't know that there wasn't a smaller circle stamped inside of it. If that makes sense. I hope it does. Okay. And now I'm going to use some of the really dinky ones. And having a busy background like this could be a little bit overwhelming if people feel they need to colour it. So I'm not doing any colouring. These 3 cards, I purposefully decided to pick card variants that would work with no colouring, because colouring this sort of a stamp, oh my gosh, it's so therapeutic. But that's not something that people want to watch when it's live. So we have some gems, and I'm actually on these ones, on these 2 up here, I'm going to put 2 of the iridescent gems in the middle, just so that there's a little bit of balance. I only stamped 2 flowers, so there is only 2 required. And I'm going to get a paintbrush. I put some water in here. Oh gosh, that's really thick now. I put water in here earlier so that it wouldn't be as much hard work. And now I have got a super. Should maybe put some more water in that. There we go. Make it a bit more splotchy. And I don't need to do a lot of it because it's only right around the very edges that you can see, because there's so much die cutting. In fact, I am going to use a bit of the pink. I'm just going to take a bit of kitchen roll to wipe my brush out in. And clear off any of those splatters. Probably going to have the same problem. Yep, super gloopy here, so squeeze the paintbrush with a little bit more water. Don't forget to like this video. Ah, thanks, Jana. That's only if you do like it, of course. If you think it's a bit rubbish, then please also let me know so that I know to amend my behaviour going forward. Right, here we go. Okay, going to call that one done. Squirt some water out of the brush, give it a clean. It doesn't look clean, but the brush is clean. So, bin that. Okay, so, dunk, dunk. These are going to need some foam tape behind. And I can, if I'm in a hurry, use the heat gun to help just set that. They don't take too long to dry. They're only little water droplets, and it is super dry here. What are those coloured paints? They are just some watercolour paints. They are, I will grab the box for you. They are pink one that I used. I love a splatter, and they're a little bit sparkly, so they're not just regular paint. Okay, so remove all of the backing. Go whilst I stick that down. I'll pop some on there. Of course, I'm working in the corner that my head is. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay. Also, something that I would be really intrigued by is if anyone has got any ideas of, ow, gosh, to give myself a paper cut. If anyone has got any ideas on what they would like any of the lives to be. Like if there is a particular kit they would like me to work with, or if there is a technique that people would like to see done. I mean, we've got some really beautiful stencils now. I'm sure we could have a whole video on that. I think I might have to send Liam off for a plaster. I've cut myself. Anyhow, I will adhere this one down as well. Try not to get blood on my card. It's okay, thank you. Passing me tissues. It's alright, it's only the ring finger. I don't need that one for card making. I'll just keep it folded out of the way. Right, so I've lined up my two corners. Pressing this down because it is still a bit wet. Okay. So, call them band-aids. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Leslie. I would try better. Do we have a top sentiment at the top or at the bottom? Have we got any preference? I'm tempted to do it this way around. Sentiment at the top. Okay, Leslie. There we go. Thank you very much. Now, to make sure that I've got them balanced, I'm going to try to sort of hover them. And again, look at the top corner and press. And then I need to make sure that I leave this much at the bottom. It doesn't matter. Again, I could add some little peel-offs in here, but I will say that there has been a card I have made. So there we go. So that's card number 2. So we've now got 2 cards, and that was actually from one big piece of stamping. The pictures will show this watermark stamping better than the camera is able to show. In fact, can you do me a close-up, please? There you go. You can just about see the little flowers and the leaves that are stamped there. It's we have so many lights on here, it makes it very, very bright. Anyhow, right, on to my 3rd card. Not doing too bad. Not doing great, but we're not doing too bad. Okay. Margot says, I've been going through all of your videos from the very beginning of Love from Lizi, and before I started a whole list of old kit elements that I loved and wanted to see again. Brilliant. Please share them with me. Right, so I have a card base that I made. 50 minutes I've been told, because obviously we had to drop out. And then I've got a panel. Both the same cardstock. It's our super smooth white card. Now I am going to come over to my stamp set, and I'm going to take some of the biggies. I'm going to use this one and this one. Okay, so big stamps. I love the bold stamps. They make it very easy. It would be a bombardment if I did that, says Margot. Well, I'll tell you what then. Pick 3. Pick 3 that you'd like to go with, and then you can mark them off your list, and we'll just keep working through it that way. Sarah said it's a very sweet card. Thank you very much, Sarah. Appreciate that. These lovely big stamps all together now in a way that is going to look really very pretty. So I'm going to have this stamp in this bottom corner. So this is the largest of the ones that's not the background. And then I'm going to pop this one in that corner. Now, because this stamp hangs off the bottom, all the way up along the edge and at number 1. Now, these 2 stamps I'm actually going to do a blue one with. So I've picked up Chipped Sapphire, And thankfully, this one will show as to how to make the stamps work and prime them well. The different things that I've done historically is, one, rub my hand. Just, you know, the natural oils in your hands will take off that final, when a photopolymer stamp is made, goes through a lot of different stages. And the final one is like a wash, and it can leave a slight film on there, which will make the ink bead up and not adhere properly. Right, that's all lined up. I've given that a nice inking. Now I'm going to give it a good press. So if you rub your hand over it, that should be enough. Otherwise, a pencil eraser, but not a sand eraser. A sand eraser, or I've seen someone say sandpaper before, and I had to clutch my pearls. That would have been terrible, because you will scratch holes into it. It is a very soft material, which is one of the reasons why they discolour, because they absorb. But here we go. Oh, isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. Now, again, going to go for a second coating. But anything like an oxide or a VersaFine or any kind of pigment ink, you don't need to prime, because, I mean, you could even use Versamark on your image and then put the colour on that you want to use as the first time you use it, because Versamark is a sticky ink, so it doesn't really matter what's been left on it. Of course, that doesn't apply if they're the cheap, nasty acrylic stamps that some places make. Ooh, right. I like to clutch my pearls, that made me laugh. I'm English. We have to clutch our pearls all the time, Jana. Right. I haven't managed to stamp her out properly down there. Anyhow, we're going to be doing some trimming. So, here is our panel, very pretty, and I'm going to trim this down a bit because I want to put it onto the card base, and I want there to be a measure anything. She just throws it all in, and I tend to be a little bit same when it comes to card making, which probably isn't very helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip it there. Okay, so we have removed 2/4 inch off either side, which puts a bit of a frame around the edge of it. I've got a wolf walking through my garden right now. That's incredible. Apparently there's a lot. Liam's pointing lots. Let's see. It's not working, it's too bright and I'm upside down. It was worth a try. Oh wow, we saw the tail of a wolf a little while ago, and yeah, that was pretty incredible. We've been looking for lots of wildlife, and it's not happened, but yeah, typical when I'm live. Okay, I will regroup. Now, for this, I'm going to do some ink blending to pull the background into the same colour as this blue. So oxides, let's get a little blending foam. We hear that a lot down here, down south. Oh, okay, clutching pearls is not just an English thing then. And then we have beautiful Whidbey Island. Is that Washington? Bet. W-A. Okay, loading up the little finger dauber. You can use any sort of one that you have on hand. The foams, the brushes, and this isn't an exact art. I just want to smudge a bit of colour along the edges, just to lift the panel off of the card base. And I do actually really quite enjoy when there's this harsh line and then a bit of a smudged look. It's not one you want hanging around. Probably was a coyote, not a wolf. That's what everyone has said to us, but they are enormous. Absolutely, you know, like really, I don't know, show him. It shows how hard Liam was working, doesn't it? He's sitting there staring out the window. He has a hard time, he does. A real hard life. Okay. So please excuse the... He's come back now. Okay. So now when I put that down, as you can see, it's and there's different tones, so it's darker in some spots and lighter in others. Probably not a wolf where you live. This is what everybody keeps saying. It is a wolf. Like we are pretty sure. We have to get our cameras up. It probably is a wolf where you live. Well, anyhow, we like living here. It's fun. We haven't seen a bear yet. I'm sure that will come. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay some peel-offs down. I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and then I'm going to do a splatter. Yeah, Liam loves the wildlife. We used to see coyotes when I bought a house by the mountains when I lived in Arizona. Yes, I can well imagine that. I went to Phoenix a couple of times for Creativation. It's not quite the same as the mountains, but I can definitely see that being a spot. Now, I'm going to create a frame with this. You're going to sit there looking out the window now, aren't you? It's not doing any work anymore. We'll have to put up with this one camera. I always flicked it just to prove me wrong. Right, so this is gold mirror pin, and I'm using the middle width. And you can do this with a pencil if it makes it a bit easier for you, but I'm just going to go to the edge of one of my flowers and run up, all the way up in a straight line. And the thing is, you can use the grid lines of your craft mat to help, or as I say, draw a pencil line. Just make sure it's a spider web line so it's super nice and faint. And then I'm just going to snip above where I'm going to want that so that I can miter the edges. Now I'm going to do the same coming from this flower across, and I'm going to try to leave a similar sort of gap. And I have slightly overlaid the corner of that flower there because it's on an angle. I'm going to, if you go in close, I will show you. Okay, so if you can see here, the peel off runs over the edge, but it's because if I'd have put it straight, there would have been a white bit. So I'm using my knife, just going to follow the edge of the stamp around just to cut away that tiny little piece. There we go. And now miter that corner by slicing from the inside to the out very gently, pushing it down, and then I can pull the excess pieces away. I'm going to get my head right down, excuse me from disappearing, but just to make sure that I get that exactly where I want it. Doing it from all the way up top is, back again, doing it from with your head quite a ways away can end up with you doing the wrong bit. So we now have this very cute little frame going on. Okay. And because we've used gold mirror on the frame, I'm going to use some of the gold mirror mini circles. Again, just in the centre of some of these blooms to give it a little bit of shine. Where are we? We'll use a middle-sized one for you. And a little one for you. Oh. This one's alive, doesn't want to be stuck down. It's like playing tiddlywinks with it. There we go. We're going to use a middle for you up top in the and you can just keep going. The peel offs are like the ultimate of decoration. Okay, be careful if you have small animals. The only small animal I have is a little piglet, and he makes so much noise when he's outside. When he plays, I have to call it soccer now, of course. I might not get Band-Aid right, Leslie, but I'll say soccer right. When he's playing outside, he's always cheering to the crowd because he scores a goal. So I think all wildlife keeps well clear. Okay, so we are starting to have a card here. Now, let's choose the sentiments. We can find them here. So, storms never last forever. I think that might be quite a nice one for this. Okay, we had coyotes, bobcats and bears. Oh, there's a bobcat in our neighbourhood hanging around. We have a bobcat quite regularly here. You see these enormous footprints, and our neighbour has it on the cameras, you know, like the Ring doorbells. So we are able to, I've lost my, honestly, you see the state of this desk. But we've had quite a lot of, we've had a lot of bunny rabbits. I like bunny rabbits, they're very cute. And a lot of deer. I think because we don't have any pets, the deer feel safe enough coming here. Okay. Storms never last forever. We'll close that up and we'll get the chipped sapphire back in. Okay, I looked for the penknife on the website, couldn't find it for sale. No, Bet, it's sold out super quick. It's really tricky. We never know which products are going to do well and which ones will be less popular. But that did go down well, so we will try to get that restocked as soon as possible. This card is going to be lovely, said Gloria. Thank you very much, Gloria. And we will be getting the pens back in stock. We will do our best. There should be an out of stock notification icon. That took some effort. And if you pop in your email address, you'll get an email when that comes back into stock. Right, one more. Right, I'm half inclined not to splatter it. It's tricky. I don't know what to do now. Do I splatter it or not? And we will go blue first because it's the stronger of the two colours. This is when you don't want to mess it up because you've finished the card, and that would be my favourite opportunity to damage it. Right. It's very terse, isn't it? What if she makes a mess of it? What if she overdoes it? Okay, that's that one done. Let me just get some kitchen roll, paper towel. I'm trying to learn the lingo. Right. Okay, clean that one out, and then we're going to do the same with the gold, just a light smattering. Okay. I'm going to call it done because I am the queen of overdoing it. Margot says that she loves the sentiment. I think I have so many really lovely, like happy birthday and well wishes and you are loved, and sometimes you just need something that's a little bit different, don't you? So I am going to lift this card panel. But you've all done so very well. Sticking with me this long. This has been a longer one today, hasn't it? So I am sorry. Sorry that I've been such a chatterbox.